What is up everyone, Hero276 here, and welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. Today is the long-awaited video featuring SUDOWOODO in the Weather Cup. SUDOWOODO is rocking the moveset of Counter, Earthquake, and Rock Slide, and you're going to primarily see it being used with an Abomasnow on the lead, with Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Energy Ball, and a Swampert in the back as my closer with Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake. So SUDOWOODO primarily on this team functions as a safe switch to help bait out Razor Leafers or a potential Cradilly to free up the Swampert in the back. Before I dive into the battles here, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Spotify page. If you want to support the channel and you like the music used in this video and other videos, please be sure to give a visit to my Spotify page. You can choose to buy my 2 albums available on the store, going for $4.99 each. And it features some soundtracks that you haven't yet heard on the channel, and I'm also going to be uploading new works in the coming months, so you can go ahead and check those out as well. That said, let's hop right into the battles. Hopping into game number 1, featuring Abomasnow into Kingdra, very positive lead. My opponent switches into a Quillfish, and this is very positive for me because I can bring out my Swampert. Swampert here is going to successfully body the Aqua Tail. It's no problem whatsoever. And as you can see, I'm going to go straight Hydro Cannon. And you might be wondering why I do this, but Quillfish is so dang glassy that even a Hydro Cannon does so much damage. At this point, I'm going to body the next Aqua Tail, and I'm going to commit to a 1-shield farm down with Mudshot. Swampert is going to shield up the next Aqua Tail as it would KO. However, I can farm down and leave with a ton of energy to threaten whatever comes in. Kingdra comes in. They're going to eat an Earthquake, or they're going to commit a shield here. Earthquake does devastating damage to the Kingdra, and now I'm going to be going for a Hydro Cannon just before I go down. Kingdra lets it go through. They're going to trust in a 2-shielded Talonflame, but I have SUDOWOODO in the back. My opponent surrenders, and that is game, set, and match. Hopping into game number 2, leading Abomasnow into Magcargo. Absolutely tragic lead. I'm going to switch into my SUDOWOODO, and I lure out a Razor Leaf Ludicolo. Very good to lure out, as I really don't want to see this lined up against my Swampert. Razor Leaf was absolutely tear it to shreds. We're also able to get the Rock Slide as well. Rock Slide is able to connect and do some nice damage. I'm going to wait out my clock before bringing in Abomasnow and completely farming down this Ludicolo. I am going to shield once, however, as Ice Beam would do some respectable damage, and just in case they have another Grass type in the back, I'm going to shield it up. My opponent's going to wait out their clock, which actually helps me out a little bit because I can bring in my Swampert sooner to the Magcargo, but they have Cradilly in the back, and this is looking really bad. Swampert here going for the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is going to do some considerable damage to the Cradilly, but it's not enough to be threatening. The second Hydro Cannon would be threatening, however, so from here on out, I'm just going to go straight Hydro Cannon. My opponent is going to throw a Grass Knot. Grass Knot will take me out. I bring in Abomasnow. Abomasnow is going to snipe with a Weather Ball. Weather Ball will take out the Cradilly. It's just the Magcargo in the back. I'm going to go for a bait here and try to grab that final shield. Magcargo calls the bait, and that's really bad. I have to rely on landing this Energy Ball. Hoping against hope, they let it go through, and they let it go through. My opponent fails to shield in the end, and it cost them the game. Hopping into game number 3, leading Abomasnow into Bastiodon. Terrible lead, so I safe switch into SUDOWOODO. My opponent's really hesitating. They decide to try and catch on a Lantern, but they're unsuccessful, and now I'm going to go for the Earthquake. SUDOWOODO able to grab a shield with the Earthquake, which is quite nice, and I'm going to be able to reach a Rock Slide as well. Lantern's really over farming in this matchup before taking me out, so they're going to eat a Rock Slide, which is okay, and now they're going to take me out with a Surf. Now that I have shield advantage, I'm perfectly content with letting this go down. I'm going to wait out my clock and then bring in Abomasnow. Abomasnow has a very good matchup here up against Lantern, even if we are hitting for resisted damage with these Powder Snows. But we're going to be able to absorb the Thunderbolt quite nicely, and if they decide to get to another move, we're going to be able to absorb this as well. Excuse my English today. Surf is going to get me below half health, but I'm at the point now where a Weather Ball will KO this Lantern, and I'll still have quite a bit of energy left in the tank. Abomasnow takes out the Lantern. I bring in Swampert into the Bastiodon, and my opponent has Cradilly in the back. But unlike last time, we're up a shield. Earthquake grabs the shield from the Cradilly. That's okay. At this point, I'm just going to go for 2 Hydro Cannons and shield up 2 Grass Knots. Cradilly goes for the Grass Knot. They're going to go for another Grass Knot here, and this depletes their energy, meaning I'm going to be able to over-farm in this matchup and probably exit with something close to a Hydro Cannon for the Bastiodon. Hydro Cannon number 1, able to get Cradilly somewhat low. I'm going to go for another Hydro Cannon just before they get to the next Grass Knot. This will KO the Cradilly. Bastiodon comes back in. I'm 2 mud shots off from the next Hydro Cannon. I'm able to get there. And if you remember, I have stored energy on that Abomasnow, so I just throw 1 more Powder Snow, reach the energy ball. This will KO the Bastiodon and give us the win. Hopping into game number 4, leading Abomasnow into Probopass. Rock Steel type on the lead just like last match, so I'm going to safe switch into a Sudowoodo. And my opponent responds with Cradilly. And as you can see, these counters are ripping through this Cradilly so quickly. They let my Rock Slide go through as well, and it looked like that was a CMP tie. So I'm going to shield up this Grass Knot and commit all the way to the counter down. Best part is I only have to expend 1 shield, and I leave with a Rock Slide for whatever comes in. And they bring in their final Pokemon, which is an Azumarill. And because we win switch advantage, and based off the remaining 2 Pokemon, I have the alignment I need to be able to win this game. Sudowoodo is also able to grab a shield with the Rock Slide, which more than seals my opponent's fate. At this point, they're going to throw a move here, going to be the Ice Beam, but Sudowoodo is very comfortable with just letting this go down. I'm going to bring in my Abomasnow. Abomasnow has a very good matchup here against Azumarill. Azumarill is going to throw the Play Rough. Play Rough does some nice damage. They bring in Probopass. I have Swampert, and this is just game over. Swampert can body any move here from this health range. Magnet Bomb is resisted. I'm going to build up to the back-to-back Hydro Cannons and throw to take out the Probopass. And now at this point, Azumarill has to either call my Hydro Cannon bait, which would be my Loose Con, so I go for the Earthquake. They try to call a bait. I land the nuke and take the win. Hopping to get to the final game of the set, and we lead Abomasnow into Lycanroc Midnight form. I switch into my Sudowoodo, and our counters, are actually doing slightly more damage. It's been a long day for Harrow, you guys. They bring in an Araquanid, and this is actually really good for me. I'm going to be able to go for Rock Slide here, which hits for super effective damage. That's actually pretty significant damage if you think about it. Araquanid is going to reach a Bubble Beam, which does lower my attack, but this next Rock Slide should still KO the Araquanid and take them out. So Sudowoodo is able to flip switch, which is very good for me. They bring in a Cradilly next, and at this point, I really need to be careful because they're up a shield, so I have to shield up this move. It's probably going to be the Stone Edge. It would take me out from this health range. They bring in the Lycanroc Midnight form. I bring in Swampert, and I really have to hope this is just a Psychic Fangs. It is just a Psychic Fangs, but then I make a mistake. I overfarm and play into the CMP, which prohibits me from getting off my energy. Psychic Fangs takes me out, and I have to farm down with the Abomasnow. I'm able to farm down. I leave with more than 2 Weather Balls loaded for this Cradilly. Weather Ball is going to get the first shield. Next Weather Ball should grab the second shield. And can we get to a third? We cannot. Cradilly outpaces me by 1 turn to the Stone Edge, so a huge misplay not throwing my energy on the Swampert, and potentially forcing the hand of a shield right there. Quite unfortunate, but we still go 4-1 in that set. Onyx is the reward encounter. I haven't seen a legendary reward encounter in quite a while. Still hoping that I can get something. Oh well. Hopping into a couple of bonus battles here. First one, leading into Lantern, phenomenal lead. My opponent comes in with a Alolan Sandslash, and that's quickly going to be met with my Sudowoodo. Counter, double super effective here in this matchup. We showed the Bulldoze as well, which is a very good shield. My opponent only able to reach 1 move, gets countered down. They're going to wait out their clock, and they bring in a Lantern. Lantern is not going to appreciate this Earthquake. Do they respect my Earthquake? Boom! Able to land and get this Lantern very low. Sudowoodo has done its job. Surf not enough to KO, and we're able to reach a Rock Slide. Are you kidding me? Rock Slide able to take out the Lantern. Sudowoodo just took out 2 whole Pokemon. Still, though, they have Toxapex in the back, and this is a little bit dangerous. I want to at least get 1 shield off or do some nice damage with this Energy Ball here. Energy Ball from Abomasnow is going to land. It's going to do some considerable damage. No defense drop, unfortunately, and I'm able to catch their energy onto my Swampert. Now, granted, this is just a brine. They didn't waste a ton of energy going for Sludge Wave. And now I'm just going to shield up the next move, because why the heck not? Swampert's my win condition. They go for the Sludge Wave, which is actually resisted. Definitely want to be going for Brine in this matchup. Even if it is a weaker move, it is more energy efficient. I could just go straight Hydro Cannon in this matchup. I have 2 Hydro Cannons. They're now probably at the next move. But I win CMP. I'm able to throw the Hydro Cannon. And even though it's resisted, this will take out the Toxapex from this health range and give us the win. Hopping into game number 7, leading Abomasnow into the mirror match. Going to check the fast move. It's Powder Snow. We're both dealing neutral damage to each other. I'm going to go for the Weather Ball as soon as I get there. Weather Ball is going to do some nice chip damage to the Abomasnow. And now they're at their back-to-back. But I'm also at a Weather Ball, so I let this Weather Ball go through. Unfortunately, I lose the CMP tie. I have an attack-weighted Abomasnow, but this one must be even more attack-weighted. Going now for the next Weather Ball. Weather Ball is going to grab a shield from my opponent. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a catch of the next Weather Ball onto my Sudowoodo. This is not going to be doing a ton of damage. It does like maybe 25%. And they switch into Talonflame. Whoa, Sudowoodo is on a rampage right now. Opponent probably had a brain cramp right there. Probably saw counter and we're probably thinking fighting type. But there are no fighting types in this cup. Flame Charge. Just going to let it go right here. I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here as well. Rock Slide will KO the Talonflame. Talonflame goes down. I counter down the Abomasnow as well. Lantern in the back, and I have 2 hard responses to Lantern. I go for the Weather Ball here on the Abomasnow for some reason. I'm guessing I'm just toying with my opponent at this point. Opponent is going to try and farm me down. They end up realizing that I'm going to reach a Weather Ball. I'm going to shield up the Surf, throw the Energy Ball. This will come very close to KOing the Lantern. It actually does KO, and Abomasnow takes the win. Hopping into the final game here, leading Abomasnow into Gyarados. Checking the fast move here, it's Waterfall. Very solid lead for Abomasnow. I'm going to go for a Weather Ball just before they get to their first move. Weather Ball is going to land. It actually does a lot of damage. Gyarados is very glassy in the Great League. I'm going to now no-shield this Crunch as they cannot Waterfall me down. And now I'm going to Waterfall down this Gyarados. I'm able to win the lead. They come in with a Bastiodon, and I'm going to go for a Weather Ball. Weather Ball, unfortunately, I couldn't have reached another move. I thought I was going to be able to reach a Weather Ball and an Energy Ball, but it's okay. I bring in Swampert, Greydilly in the back. I bring in Sudowoodo, and this should be okay here, as long as I just use my shields wisely. We shield up the Grass Knot. Now I'm going to go for a counter, like a Rock Slide here in between their Bullet Seeds. Rock Slide number 1 is going to grab the shield, and I'm going to be able to reach another Rock Slide right here, but I actually overfarm. I get a bit greedy. I didn't want to throw an alignment. I shield up. It's the Stone Edge, and that makes my farm down somewhat easier. Unfortunately, Greydilly had a lot more energy than I thought, but I can come in with Swampert. They come in with Bastiodon, and now it's energy overload. I'm going to go now for the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is going to get the Bastiodon quite low. Swampert can absorb any one move from Bastiodon from this range. Stone Edge not going to do enough damage. My opponent surrenders, and that is game, set, and match. So you're probably wondering, Harrow, we see the battles here with Sudowoodo. How did it perform in your opinion? I thought Sudowoodo was excellent. I thought it had a ton of great matchups in this meta. I think that you would have a lot of fun using it. I thought this team worked very well. And I think you can really catch some of your opponents off guard with this thing. The big thing you're going to have to watch out for on Sudowoodo is going to be Razor Leafers and water types like Swampert. and of course Lantern as well, though you can threaten it with Earthquake. So yeah, Sudowoodo definitely will catch your opponents off guard. I definitely recommend giving it a run. It was very fun for me. That said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.